My name's Miriam and I'm a poet, and I'm sitting, as you can see, in my armchair, hence the armchair poet. Now I wanted to share two quick pieces with you this afternoon. It has been a gloriously rainy weekend where I am, and I love rain. I just think it's the best thing ever. And I wanted to do a poem that reflects on rain. So I had a look amongst my work for a rainy poem, and I found one in my zine called The Artist, of which there are 2 left if you'd like one. There are an abundance more of these zines still left, maybe 10 or 12 of these still left, so you can get some of those as well. But I was trying to think what other poets deal with nature and with rain, and of course there are dozens, hundreds. You could go with the Romantics, you could go with Judith Wright, who deals with nature, you could go with all of these different ones, but for glorious wordplay and glorious nature poems, you can always turn to Gerard Manley Hopkins. So I grabbed one of his for my second piece, and I'll come back to that in a moment. But first, to kick us off, from The Artist, this one is called The Rain is Always New. And I wrote it in a cafe, which was one of my favourites, listening to the rain banging on the corrugated roof and trying to stay dry because it was dripping down a few spots. And I thought, what if I always write poems that have water metaphors in them, rivers and streams and lakes, and you'll know this if you listen to some of my other poetry. But I thought, what if I wrote a poem about water and about rain that didn't use water words or rain words, that used other metaphors for rain. So that was the exercise I was trying here. And this is the poem. It goes like this. Loud as a rushing avalanche, the rain thunders on plastic corrugate, pelting the rivulets in persistent siege, a rhythm beating its way through the roar whenever a breeze throws the foot soldier rain momentarily off course. Bubbles like a landing force form and flow swiftly downhill to join the speeding torrent, a laneway freeway flowing interminably like the orc armies of Tolkien's Middle-earth. Brief relief, hints of a reprieve, but don't raise hopes too high. Another burst of determined flurried raindrops hurl themselves, lemming-like, from the grey-soaked sky. An old-fashioned telephone sits on the wall opposite me like some trumpet-billed bird, peering down at me with goggling bell eyes, asking why it remains and is only relevant as vintage. While the rain is always new. Meanwhile, a heater rattles fitfully overhead. The end. So that's my piece on the rain, and now there is Gerard, who did not write about rain in this instance, but he did write about nature and all that it reveals about God and God's grandeur, and that's what this poem is called. And it goes like this. The world is charged with the grandeur of God. It will flame out like shining from shoot foil. It gathers to a greatness like the ooze of oil crushed. Why do men then now not wreck his rod? Generations have trod, and all is seared with trade, bleared, smeared with toil, and wears man's smudge and shares man's smell. The soil is bare now, nor can foot feel being shod. And for all this, nature is never spent. There lives the dearest freshness deep down things, and through the last lights of the black west went, oh, morning at the brown brink eastward springs, because the Holy Ghost over the bent world broods with warm breast and with, bright wings. The end. Is that not the most wonderful poem? I hope you are finding life and light and the grandeur of God in creation around you this week. I hope even if you are not, that you remember that you are fully seen and fully known and fully loved. And I look forward to chatting to you next time.